Hi friends, it's Claire from ScrappyNerdUK and today I have episode 14 for you of Washi Wednesdays. So today's Washi Wednesday video is using washi tape to back a cut file. Now I know a lot of us do this with pattern paper, but washi tape is just as good at doing the job. So all I've done here is I've just grabbed a really old piece of, I think it's a Seven Gypsies paper. Now if I was clever, I would have used the reverse side because it would have made it a lot easier to see where I'm tracing around those shapes. So I've just, I found an image on online and I created a cut file from it. And I'm just using the stencil as a guide for me to draw straight through to the back, for me to then just stick my washi tape down where I've drawn the lines. Now I suppose you could just run strips of washi tape, depending on what cut file you've used. You could just run strips of washi tape down, and if you want to alternate the colours, again, you know, that's a great way to use up different rolls of washi tape. So this is how my back paper has finished, and you can see there when I lay the cut file down, the washi then shows through all of those little stars and I don't even know what you call them, dots. And I'm just changing the colour of the washi tape for the wand on this one. Now this is a Disney layout. I am going to make it my task this year to get all of my Disney photos scrapped. I really want to get through as many as possible and get them into the Disney album. So this photograph that I've chosen to use for this layout is a photograph of me and my family when the first time that I went to excuse me, into Disney World, and that was 2009. So yeah, nearly 9 years ago. I've only been scrapping for a couple of years, so you could forgive me for not having these done any sooner. All I've done now is just put some double-sided tape in the on the back of the back of cardstock, and then just stuck that straight down, lined it up and stuck it straight down, and I've just trimmed around the edges, which I've cut out of the video to save you the boredom. So I am just choosing some papers to use to layer behind my photo. I want to stick with the main colours. I'm using different collections here, so I've got a mixture of Say Cheese from Simple Stories. I've also got some, is it called Magical Adventure? I'll see if I've got it anywhere near. It is called, yeah, Magical Adventure by Echo Park. And there's quite a few Disney lines out between Simple Stories and Echo Park. And I love them both, and they work very, very well together. Some of the Say Cheese line, I think it's the Say Cheese 1, has got a bit of a cream tone to it, and the Magical Adventure is more of a white, but I seem to make them work together. Now, how cute is this tissue paper? I think I got this at the Disney store when I bought my chip cup, and they wrapped my cup up in it, and I knew straight away that I was going to use this in my scrapbooking. The only problem is, with using it to back behind the photo, I actually lose all of those Mickeys, but do you know what? I know it's there. And I will find another project, because there's loads of it. I will find another project that I can actually use it on, that you are going to see quite a lot of it. So get my thinking cap on for that one. So I'm just going to bring in some of the, so I've matted it originally on the yellow paper, and I'm just going to bring in this black offcut and this red dotty offcut as well, just to create my layers behind my photo. Now originally I was going to put my photo where it was, just in the top right there, and then I decided that I wanted it more towards the end of the wand, as if the wand was pointing towards it. So I'm just adding quite a bit of tape on the back here, just to make sure that all of those layers are nice and stuck down, and the photograph ends up in that position. So I'm happy with how that's looking. Now I'm going to bring in my title now, because I know my title is going to take up a fair chunk. So before I start embellishing, I am going to work on the title. So I wanted to use a couple of different alphas. So I've gone with the black foam font that you can see. And these gold glitter thickers, they're called Good Vibes, and I absolutely love them. So I'm most of the way through 2 packs now. You can see I haven't got many left on there. So I'm going to use those to spell out the word magical, and I was just checking that I did have enough of those letters left to spell it out. I've used all the E's, they went a long time ago, and that's the only problem with the thickers. As soon as you use one letter, then or one particular vowel, then it becomes a bit of a struggle to create titles. But I had enough letters to spell out magical. So this title, or the title of this layout, is going to be Our Magical Adventure. So I'm using the thickers alignment guide from American Crafts, and this is a perfect way to get a curved title on your layout. So what I do is I don't stick occasionally I stick the letters to the actual guide and then try and peel it back. It does move quite often. So what I'm going to do is just use the top of the guide as my guide, as it were, and I'm just going to line them up along that to create my curve. Now, what I'm going to need to do is I am going to have to bring some of these down to get that curve, because the curve there is not tight enough for me to get it sort of around the swirl that's already there. So I just pick the guide up, move it around a bit, and then I can start laying the next letters down, and it still creates the curved effect. So I'm going to spin on in just a second, and I'll add the last word in, and you can see then the finished effect, and I really think it looks great. So here you go, I'm just picking it up, moving that around. You can see I just need to rejig a few letters, but the foam thickers are very forgiving for sort of lifting and placing back down. So there we are, my title is now down and it's following the curve of the stars. On to the embellishing. Now, I have no idea what I have done with my die cuts. I have a whole load of sort of Disney ephemera, but I've lost my Disney die cuts. I have no idea where they've gone, and so I'm just having to make do with other bits that are in my Disney box. So I found this little journaling card, or 3x4 card, not necessarily journaling card, and it says totally worth the wait. So I've just cut that out to use that as an embellishment on this. And I also liked that Mickey ear as well on this card, so again I'm going to cut that out and again use that as embellishment on this page. I'm just going to tuck that underneath the top left of the photograph and just trimming it down, because I don't want too much of the stars covered up. Now obviously I've gone and backed all of those stars on the cut file. I obviously didn't need to because some of it is being covered, but until I actually got my photograph sort of layered and my embellishments in, I didn't actually know how much of it or where exactly I was going to end up covering. So that's the risk you run, but it didn't take too long to sort of put all the washi tape behind the little recesses anyway. And then I also found this other card with another one of those little sentiments on, and it looks like it's got a bit of washi up the top. Initially I didn't really know what to do with this. I've sort of auditioned it above that ear, I've auditioned it in the top right, and eventually it does end up in the bottom right of the layout where I create a little cluster. Now apologies because excuse me, that little cluster down the bottom right there, as I was sort of putting that together, my layout was off screen, so all I've done there is just popped a little red chipboard frame underneath it, and there's a couple of tiny word stickers that you'll see in the finished layout at the end. So again, I'm just adding in a couple more pieces. So I've added this family sticker, I added that chipboard banner that goes underneath the photograph as well. Then I decided that I wanted to bring some of the red and the yellow and the black all the way around the layout. So just where the gold stars are, I'm going to start filling in. So I've got maybe 10 sticker sheets. It's unbelievable. I've got from all different collections, and so I'm just going and finding the little stars that are all over these sheets. So I just want the red, the black and the yellow. I find this little red heart, and I was going to add it into the swirl, but I decided not to in the end. So yeah, just going over the sheets, finding any of them. I had a ton of black ones left, but I struggled to get many of the red and the yellow, but I did find enough to make this work. So I'm just adding those in in amongst the gold stars. And yeah, that one there, I don't know what happened to it. It got a little bit crushed, but I really needed it, so I had to pop it down. It'll be fine once it's in the page protector, so I'm not too worried. And yeah, last couple of things on here then for stickers. So I'm just going to add in that all together sticker, because the photograph was I think it's maybe one of two of us all together. So yeah, we didn't get many photographs of us collectively. I'm just adding in that Say Cheese sticker and that little red heart that I'd pulled off originally. Now these pearl stickers, how amazing are these? These little pearl dots, these came from Poundland, and they're Disney. I mean, most of them are sort of just the normal pearl dots, but there's some Mickey Mouse heads and the little Mickey Mouse shorts in pearl dot form. So I'm just using some of these small pearls to add in to the swirl as well. And then I'm just going to add in a couple of the Mickey Mouse heads effectively as enamel dots. So one there, one underneath the photograph. And I'm going to use the little Mickey shorts on the bottom right hand cluster. And here we go. The layout is finished. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed Washi Wednesday so far. I'm going to continue it going for another few weeks. And yeah, let's see where this adventure takes us. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you next time. Bye.